Trump admin asked SCOTUS to allow it to move forward with plans to slash federal workforce. I mean, even in Trump's first administration, it was anywhere from 64 to even some numbers are citing it as 104 injunctions, legal injunctions that have been put on the Trump administration in the first term. Now, with his second term, we're at like 79. But when you compare that to other administrations, like the Biden administration, for example, they only had 28 total in the total of 4 years. Compare that to Obama, he had 12.
I think that those numbers reflect the polarization and separation of parties since that time. You've either got to be this or that. You've either got to stand for this or that. Can't have your own opinions, otherwise you're riding the fence. No shit. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to call it as you see it, balls and strikes. It's not, oh, I'm all the way over here and I'm going to agree with everything that Trump says, or I'm all the way over there and I'm going to hate him no matter what he does. That's not productive for a civil society. And people have to come to terms with thinking like that. Otherwise, our republic cannot survive. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality, guys. Today, we have Andy and DJ Cruise the Internet. That's what we're going to do. That's what CTI stands for. It stands for Cruise the Internet, for those of you that are a little slower. Put topics on the screen, speculate on what's true, what's not true, and then we have a couple laughs at all these idiots, and then we talk about how we got to fix this mess they make. All right. Sometimes we're going to have real talk. This week's going to be messed up, guys. We got Summer Smash this week, so I don't know what you're going to get, honestly. We do have a live show here Friday at 1 p.m. So it'll be outside in the First Form parking lot. Just letting you guys know. Yeah, I'm not even going to go through all the stuff. So that's what's up. Don't forget to pay the fee, all right? If it makes you think, if it makes you laugh, it gives new perspective. If it's something you think that needs to be heard, do us a favor and don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
All right. What's up?
What's Gucci gang?
Everything.
Yeah.
Getting a drink of water.
It is a busy week.
Yeah.
It is a busy week. There is a lot of moving pieces, a lot of shit going on, man. But it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Definitely. It's my busiest week of the year.
Yeah.
Not even comparable.
No, for sure. I mean, because people see the 3-day event. It's not a 3-day event. No. Yeah, man. What's been cracking with you? You've been driving a lot lately.
Yeah, man. I got some upgrades done to the GT500. I've been out messing around with that.
Yeah, I saw your text. You were trying to get me to come find some Hellcats with you.
Yeah, I was. I went out the other night looking for some Hellcats, and I figured you know where they were.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you got that Hellcat radar.
I do have it,
but I couldn't find any.
Well, because you know why?
They were all hiding.
No, it was typical business hours, so they're not out
at nighttime.
Yeah.
Is that business hours?
Yeah.
What's business hours?
Like work.
Oh, okay. Different kinds of work. Hey, man, all I'm looking for is to hurt some feelings.
Yeah, that's right.
I drove around, I didn't find anybody. I had one guy, and I don't know what he had, trying to pull up on me, and I was driving the Cullinan, and then I embarrassed him.
That Cullinan.
I know.
That Cullinan's got some get up and go to it.
I know people sleep on it.
It is a sleeper.
Yeah,
it's a sleeper. Yeah, no, man, but yeah, we got some good stuff, man. Let's do some cruising.
All right,
let's do some cruising.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Let's start off with some eruptions.
Oh, okay, let's do that. Usually we don't start with those; we end with those.
Yeah, well, no, it's a nice little eruption. A volcano erupted. Did you see that shit in Italy?
No, really?
Bro, holy shit.
Huge eruption of Italy's Mount Etna leaves tourists fleeing volcano. Yeah, I didn't see it. Is it today?
Yeah, well, yeah, it happened I think it started yesterday, I believe. I don't know the time zone difference though, but
where's Mount Etna?
Yeah, so well, first I think the first question is why the fuck are there tourists on a volcano?
Well, I mean, tourists go to volcanoes all the time, bro.
What kind?
What are you talking about? Hawaii's a volcano.
Yeah, but
there's a whole documentary on Netflix about that volcano off the island or off New Zealand where them dudes they were out there on a tour and they all got burned up.
Yeah, why would you want to do that though? That
I don't know. I mean, volcanoes look pretty cool to me.
No, they're hot.
I know, but they look
it?
cool.
Did you get it? See what I did there?
No. You're probably the worst joke person ever, dude. Like, I'm going to start taking applications. All right? If any of you guys are actually funny,
no, man.
Yeah, please let me know.
Come on, man.
And I'm not talking, like, dude, I get all you guys saying, oh, put me on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watch your shit on the internet and it's like, oh, Steve. Hi, Steve. No, if you're funny, let me know because I'm looking for somebody else.
Dude, I can be funny. I can be funny.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? Sporadic. It's there. But yeah, no, dude, I got videos of this shit. It's actually pretty crazy. Yeah, there was a massive eruption at Mount Etna, forced tourists to flee the volcano on Monday after a plume of high-temperature gases, ash, and rock several kilometers high billowed into the air above them, Italian authorities said. Footage posted on social media shows long lines of people hurrying downhill away from the explosion, while the owner of one tour company told CNN they had 40 people on the Silicon volcano.
No, that's Sicilian.
Oh, what did I say?
Yeah, Silicon.
Oh.
So that's Sicilian volcano. But another requirement is you have to be able to read.
No, bullshit. You don't see, so you don't see how I could.
No, I'm Sicilian, so I know what that means.
The C.
Yes.
I didn't see the C.
Silicon. The Silicon Valley volcano eruption. It was high tech.
High tech volcano.
It was a conspiracy by the elites to,
It was AI.
That's right.
It was AI volcano.
From Silicon Valley. Volcano in Italy.
Let's just start over.
No, let's not. Let's just keep it going.
Anyways, man, let's check this clip out. This is the volcano at the time of the eruption.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, I'd be running too. Oh, man.
Dude.
Yep.
Not one black person in sight.
Look at that. All them people, they're like, I should have done 75 hard. I was talking about doing it, but I didn't. Now look at them.
Bro. Look how close they are.
Look at, they're taking pictures, bro. Those must be the Asians. You know what I'm saying?
No. Oh.
You can't try to not make my jokes funny now.
No,
just because yours aren't.
I didn't hear it.
My dad was laughing. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty scary. I'd be pooping in my pants a little bit on that one.
Dude. I mean,
it looks like the whole mountain's blowing up.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
Have you ever seen that video of the Mount St. Helens blowing up in Washington? Holy shit, dude!
No, they're saying something's supposed to be erupting off the West Coast or something like that in the U.S. I've been seeing some headlines on that. But yeah, dude, they said it was 31 miles high.
I believe it.
31 miles high, bro. That's in 25 miles.
Almost in the fake outer space.
Right.
Yeah.
Almost to the dome.
Yeah.
Almost
the
to
firmament.
Yeah. Bro, like I could not imagine that.
I mean, dude, that looks pretty serious. That would scare the shit out of me. Because, like, dude, those plumes, you don't know how fast they're going. It's hard to tell.
Too. It's like superheated gas.
Yeah.
You know, which I know a little bit about that sometimes. But
dude, all I'm saying is no.
Yeah, no. It's a no for me. Yeah. Well,
dude, think if you were on it. When was the last time it erupted? When was the last time?
2014.
When was the last time before that?
Was I don't know, Pompeo or some shit?
No, that's Mike Pompeo. You're thinking of Pompeii.
There we go.
Yeah.
Same guy. He's from there or something like that. I read it.
What was it, Zishan?
Looking it up.
Yeah, before 2014. Like, think if you're on this volcano, bro. What is it? And it hasn't erupted for like 100 years.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, no, that's no big deal, man. And all of a sudden this thing goes off and you're like, you got to be kidding me, bro. Today, of all days? Like, yeah, man. That would suck. Did anybody get hurt?
No, not to the knowledge. None of the reporting said anybody was.
Oh, so it's pretty regular.
It's pretty regular. Yeah, that's pretty regular. But yeah, there's one person said Giuseppe Penfalo said, quote, "We were nearly grazed. Look at this cloud here. We were steps away, and thank goodness we have a responsible guide with us." It arrived all at once, an immense smoke, immense roar. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Roar.
Yeah, well, let's get into some more of our eruptions.
Yes.
Eruptions.
Verbal eruptions.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Guys, remember, if you want to see any of these pictures, articles, links, videos, go to andyfrisella.com. You guys can find them all linked there. With that being said, let's get into our first set of headlines. Headline number one.
Hold on, man. We're going from eruptions to corruption.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, shit.
From eruptions to corruption.
Look at that.
In the
See,
pants.
we got the secret weapon back there. Hey, can you read?
I can't.
All right. We got a contender.
Everybody got it out?
You're kind of a black guy back there.
All right. Yep. You guys good? Yep. Keep going.
Who's blacker, Joe or DJ?
I say whip it
We
out.
should ask the audience.
Joe is definitely blacker than
I say
DJ.
whip it out and we'll find out.
Whip it out. We'll find out. Look at that. I can't even see Joe on that wall, bro. He just blends right in.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All
All right.
I say whip it out.
Yeah.
We'll find one way to be sure. Let's get into some of these headlines, man. Let's go to DC. I like starting there because I got a very interesting take on some of this judicial shit that's happening.
Bro, I'll be real. I'm not even paying attention.
Really?
No, I'm so focused on what I'm building right now that
Yeah.
when I come in here, I'm hearing about the same amount as these
As
guys.
everybody else for the first time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, that's how most people are hearing it. You know,
Yeah.
so that's cool. But it is some weird stuff going on. I think some important notes, hopefully, everybody can take away from this. So the biggest thing that I guess is happening right now with Trump is all these executive orders are coming down. You know, he's trying to put all of these things in play. And then, you know, it came out originally as, you know, all these judges are stopping them. You know what I'm saying? These rogue judges, right? And I started thinking about this a little bit more. Like, you know, this headline reads, Trump admin asks SCOTUS to allow it to move forward with plans to slash federal workforce. And so, like, you know, these rogue judges, they're calling them, right? They're all over the place. And like, and if you look up to date, I mean, even in Trump's first administration, it was anywhere from 64 to even some numbers are citing it as 104 injunctions, legal injunctions that have been put on the Trump administration in the first term. Now with this second term, we're at like 79 right now. When you compare that to other administrations,
Well, it says 17 on there.
17 nationwide, but some sources issued a total. It's been a total of
got it.
79.
Yeah, okay.
Overall. And so, but when you compare that to other administrations, like the Biden administration, for example, they only had 28 total in the total of 4 years. You compare that to Obama, he had 12, and that's including both terms. The Bush administration had 6. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's obviously some bullshit going on here, right? And they've been,
Well, I think that reflects from, you know, just from my experience. I mean, I think that those numbers reflect the polarization and separation of parties since that time. You know, in the year 2000, 2001, you know, a lot of you guys don't remember, but it wasn't like it is now. You know, you could be friends with a Democrat and a Republican, and it wasn't a big deal. Like, no one, it's become so polarized now to where everybody thinks they're an activist and everybody thinks they have to stand on something that, I mean, it just seems like it's trickled down into the, you know, into the personal biases of the judges, which is, you know, counterintuitive to what the entire judicial system is supposed to stand for.
for sure.
So, I mean, when I look at this and I hear those numbers, I mean, it goes right in line with the polarization that's been intentionally cultivated in our society. You know, you've either got to be this or that. You've either got to stand for this or that. Can't have your own opinions, otherwise you're riding the fence. No shit, fucker. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to call it as you see it, balls and strikes. It's not, oh, I'm all the way over here and I'm going to agree with everything that Trump says, or I'm all the way over there and I'm going to hate him no matter what he does. That's not productive for a civil society. And people have to come to terms with thinking like that. Otherwise, our republic cannot survive.
Right.
So when you say those numbers, that's all I hear. All I hear is, okay, that goes along with how this has progressed.
Where we are right now.
Yeah, and
for sure.
and I can see that very clearly.
Yeah.
Somebody who's only been paying attention for the last 3 or 4 years, they may not know that. So that's why I wanted to
No, it's super
point
important.
that
Well,
out.
I mean, I think the other piece of it too, and what got me thinking on this is like, most people, again, we're trying to live our lives, man. Like, people are working, taking care of families, right? Like, we don't have time to really get to the nitty gritty of what's really happening behind the scenes. But I think it's important to just even understand the legal process, how it works. Because again, how they're framing it, it's these rogue judges. That's not necessarily the truth, right? And I even bought into it for a little bit. Man, fuck, like all these judges, like they're activist judges, right? Like you buy into that message, and like you got to look into it a little bit more than just that, right? What's happening is, one, our legal system's completely right. It's over litigious. It takes way too long to get shit moving. All these court dockets, like it's cases and cases and cases, right? So what's happening is people are using the system that's in play to basically prolong
sandbag any sort of change.
Any type of change.
Right.
Because the reality.
Well, and also, dude, remember, this is how they get paid.
Right.
The longer these go, the more lawyers get paid.
100%. And the thing is, it's like, eventually, most of these cases are going to end up at the Supreme Court, right? Because constitutionally, legally, Trump's not out of line or out of order or any of that shit, right? You can't just look at the judges. You have to look at who's bringing the lawsuits. Who's actually bringing the lawsuits? Because the judges don't start the lawsuits by themselves. Who's bringing the cases to the judges, right? And most of these injunctions, most of them are just temporary injunctions, meaning the judge has to look at the stuff and okay, is there enough grounds here that I need to hear the full case? Stop whatever you're doing and let's review the facts. That's what happened. The problem is that shit takes months, sometimes if not years. And so it's not necessarily just these rogue judges. Who is bringing the lawsuits to them, right? And when you add in, it was an Obama appointed judge or Biden appointed judge, yeah, that's going to make it, obviously they're going to side more, but temporary injunctions aren't a bad thing necessarily.
No, it's a wait and let's find out. And
Right.
when you overload the judicial system, it automatically delays any of these changes from taking place.
And dude, when you start looking into these things, he had his first injunction literally the day he took office for a second term.
Right.
On January 20th. There's a website, we'll link it here, but they have all 104 total and even the 79 that just happened this year in this term. And you can go on there and look at who's actually bringing these cases to these courts. And I highly advise you guys, take a second, go look through it. I mean, this is just the first two here. It's 4 pages of this stuff. But that's who we really need to be diving into. And I highly encourage our listeners to do the same. Look at
Who is it?
Who is it?
I don't know. You're supposed to tell us.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, when you look at it's unions, and who are the unions paid for by? And they're getting funded by the NGOs. The long story, what you guys are going to find, it's our tax dollars that are going to these lobbyist groups, that are going to these unions, going to these NGOs, being cycled into these lawyers to all prolong the same stuff on our dime. That's
So basically, our money is preventing anything from actually getting done
for us.
Yeah,
100%. That's what you guys are going to find. Look into it for yourself. Verify it. Check it out. It's sickening, man.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look, man, it's disturbing that there's people on either side that would try to stop something from happening that is good for the people of America because they want their interests served first. And ultimately, that's what we're talking about. Whether we talk about the left or the right, we're talking about corruption in the government, which is designed to serve us, the people, is funded by us, the people. And it's not that anymore. It just doesn't work that way anymore. Now it's how can we use their money to make their lives harder? And this happens on both sides. And we have people that are in both of these quote unquote sides, which really aren't sides at all. It's just a mechanism of the same thing. It's an illusion to make us believe there are sides. We're encouraged not to think freely. We're encouraged to buy into the, this or that mentality. We are lied to. We are propagated to. We are manipulated against each other. For what purpose? For the purpose of control. For the purpose of them having control over us and being able to financially manipulate us, oppress us, and take away our freedoms without us really noticing that they are taking away our freedoms. And we need some out there that are going to stand up and serve the people's interests, not just their own interest. And it's frustrating.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating, dude, because I can't imagine. And it does seem to be on one side, okay? Like when you really look at it, it does seem to be the communist left, not a standard Democrat. I don't even think a standard Democrat exists anymore. I think those people are now considered what I would consider a Democrat 20 years ago is now considered a libertarian.
Mm-hmm.
They're now considered a centrist.
Yeah. And
I don't think
over there.
Yeah, I don't think there's Democrats the way that we used to think of them. And I think a lot of people have fallen into that because in their mind, they're saying, I'm a Democrat. And they've fallen into this extreme shit, right? This extreme left communist shit. And, those people don't want what's best for the country at all.
No, dude, it's obvious too. Like, I mean, you look at like a state like California, for example, we covered this when they had the wildfires out there, right? They're asking federal money, like the federal government for more FEMA money and more assistance. Meanwhile, you got Governor Newsom signing $50 million from taxpayer dollars to go to a legal fund to fight Trump. You know what I'm saying? Before they even knew what, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit like that, man. It's like, that's sick.
Well, look, man, to me, this isn't about Trump or not Trump. This is about us in this country not getting what we deserve, not having what we were promised, not being able to live the lives that we were guaranteed, and that many of our ancestors and relatives fought and died for. And that's very frustrating to me that we don't have more people up there in Washington that truly care about that.
They're calling the shit out.
Yeah, and dude, this isn't a new thing. This is what's happened in every government that's ever existed over the history of time. What happens is people get in power. The first group, they mean well. The second group, they mean well. The third group, they start to say, oh, well, we could take this from them and they won't really notice. And that starts the trend. And then over a few hundred years, we end up in a scenario where, people are basically oppressed, serfs or slaves, however you want to say it, feudal class, and they revolt and kill all these people. And that's, that seems to be where we're headed if things don't actually get straightened out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because, dude, I don't think people in America are really going to take this very much longer. I really don't. I think Trump's got a chance to correct some of it. And like I've said on the show, I personally think that he should be going way harder than he is on a lot of these things. I can't really figure out why not. A lot of people believe that he is, quote unquote, part of it, part of the cabal, and he's playing a role. I don't know if I buy that. But I know this, if I was doing what I thought was best for the country, I would do whatever the fuck I had to do to fix it. I would get all these corrupt people out of the way. I wouldn't do it slowly. I would do it quickly. I would reset the system and I would say, this is how it's supposed to be. At the end of 4 years, if you don't think it's better, you put me on a rope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I would do.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments, and let us know, man. With that being said, let's go cruise some of these comments, Andy.
Cool.
You got some interesting ones here.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Wanting to wear my skin and shit.
Let's check these out, man. First comment, Better Bushcraft 1 says, came here from audio to peep this chain y'all talking about. Was not disappointed.
That's right.
Yeah.
We don't f around.
That's right.
You should know better. You shouldn't even have to verify.
Yeah.
We're bad on the planet. That's it.
I'm waiting on the grape chain.
Yeah, well, you can be waiting a while. Got to pass that first grade reading course.
That's what it is. Okay,
Yeah.
Got it. Now you did say you did put something out to the audience about the chain.
Yeah, I did.
A potential giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got some.
I'm gonna do that. I think I haven't figured out the details of it, but it's gonna work something like this. We're gonna have like a contest of who can create the coolest content with the chain, and you're gonna have to create. You're gonna have like 24 hours to create the content, and then you got to send it to the next person. All right, and we'll have a registry of all the people that want to do it. And then, if someone steals it, we got your address, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to come get that back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll have it on Goodwill. We'll have it on Culture. Be a good little community exercise. I think it'd be fun. I think that's something I'm thinking right there.
Sounds good. I mean, we had some pretty good suggestions from the crowd.
Did we?
Yeah, let's check this.
That's just what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's nice.
So maybe someone's got a better idea.
Yeah. Enrique Borboa. Chain giveaway entry requirements. Record a video with a Tropic Lightning Farm energy screaming big ass titties and another stealing a friend's bike with the grape flavor.
You know what? I like that. That's a great idea. I'm all about getting creative, man.
Yeah.
Throw me some ideas, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let me go out there and half-ass this shit. You guys know what you want.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah, what are you guys willing to do?
Yeah. I think a content contest would be fun, dude.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Like, don't be none of this nerd shit. Like, I really like first form.
Screaming freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, here's another one. This is from Levi Billman. Says, fastest time to beer bomb. A 12-pack of Grape Smash gets the chain.
Well, I'll get it right back because you'd be dead. Bro, one of those things just cranks me out, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Makes me erupt. You know what I'm saying?
Mount Vesuvius.
Mount Frisella.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah, man. All right.
I thought we had some. We got more?
You want some heat, don't you?
I thought you had some.
That's what you
getting
want.
all excited.
I know what you want.
Yeah, that is what I want.
I'm going to give it to you.
All right.
All right. We got to go to Paul.
Paul.
Okay. This is Paul Run.
Paul who?
Paul Run.
Okay.
Paul Run. Triple one. OMG, shut up with all that gay car talk. Such each other off some
Bro, you and him can go to Hooked on Phonics together.
Yeah, no shit. Hit me up. That's what it is.
Paul, we got you a tutor. His name is DJ.
Such each other off some other time.
This guy drives a Tesla for sure. Just like Zishan over there.
All Tesla drivers.
You bought a Tesla thinking it was going to be cool. Now you found out it's not. Now what are you talking about?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
What'd you tell me the other day?
I like other cars. That doesn't mean I don't like Teslas.
What'd you say you're going to do?
I like GT500.
Yeah. See that? What did he say? He said it was gay?
Yeah, gay car talk.
No,
man.
what's gay is your haircut, bro.
That is true.
Yes. What is it with all you broccoli head, man?
Bro, he got that kitchen cut.
Or whatever that is, yeah.
I think I read a comment that was a reply to this one that said, "Go learn how to spell, soy boy."
Yeah. I mean, look.
Yeah.
Well,
Paul,
DJ will tutor you on your typing so that we'll understand what you are saying.
Mm-hmm.
Such each other off.
I think I know what he meant
some
to say.
other time. Okay. Well, let's go such each other. Idiot.
Such this. How about that? Yeah.
How do you not like cars?
Can't such this.
Can't such this. Can't such this. Bro, first of all, how do you not like cars? Like, you know how I know you had gender affirming care? You know how I know you cut off your dick? Paul.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough for Paul.
That's enough on Paul.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
All right.
Paul seems like an all right guy, even though he's lost his dick.
Gay.
I'd be mad too, bro. I'd be mad if I cut off my own dick
I'd be
too.
pretty pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty pissed. Yeah.
This is what happens when you drink.
Balls fall.
That's right. No balls, Paul. That's right, dude. That's what happens. That's what happens when you drink atrazine for your whole entire life, man.
happens,
You don't have
man.
enough testosterone in to enjoy the cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you can hear and feel and drive a car and it doesn't do something to you, you're probably gay. Yeah. In fact, bro, I know lots
I'm about
of.
to say even gay.
Yeah,
guys
bro,
like
that's what I'm
cars, man.
saying. I know, dude. I know
Like
some
vibration.
Yeah, I don't even. I think it's like, it's not even. No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was like, what's further than gay? Whatever that is, that's what he's got.
Yeah. That's like yeah, that's up there.
Hey man, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're not talking about actual homosexual.
Yeah, no.
We're just talking about the slang form.
Yeah, right.
Such each other off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Paul.
Cool, Paul. Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we do appreciate.
Sorry about your dick.
Guys, we appreciate you, man, for being real ass fans, guys. Keep liking, commenting. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit that bell notification on the YouTube. Stay up to date with the latest episodes from Real AF. With that being said, let's keep cruising. Headline number 2. This one's interesting. Ukraine, Russia. All right, they're finally at the table. Having some
They are.
talks.
I thought they were yesterday.
Bombing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's
Is that true or not?
bro? It's true. All right, it's true.
A lot of it looked like AI,
It did.
like the drone footage.
It looked like the shit that was coming out when it first happened. You remember they were showing like video games and shit, bro? It was weird.
You mean the Ghost of Kiev?
Goes to Kiev, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
The
But
Ghost of Kiev
yeah, you
flew down on a lightning bolt,
yeah.
slaughtered the entire Russian army in 1 minute.
Somebody, what was the one about the ship? Like somebody, like one dude jumped on a ship and like
Oh, Snake Island,
on Snake Island. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, some weird shit. Yeah, dude. It's like, come on.
Rambo.
Yeah, stop it.
Ukrainian Rambo went to Snake Island,
Yeah, stop it.
liberated the snakes.
Stop it. Like, what are you doing? Stop. Ukraine and Russia agreed to swap dead and wounded troops, but report no progress toward ending the war. So they had a talk today. Representatives of Russia and Ukraine, they both met today. This was their second round of direct peace talks in just over 2 weeks. And they made some agreements, but I think they might have been halted because of what they're calling the Pearl Harbor attack on Russia. Operation Spiderweb, this is what's now circulating around the interwebs, was an attack on Russian air bases and nuclear fleet by hiding explosives-laden drones in wooden sheds, according to officials. Kyiv's Secret Service stashed the attack drones inside the roofs of the sheds, which are loaded onto the trucks that were driven to the perimeter of the air bases. And then Ukrainian authorities revealed in a statement shared on social media. The roof panels were then lifted off by a remotely activated device so that the 117 drones used in the strikes could fly out and make their devastating attack. Here's a clip, allegedly, of the attack. Let's check this out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But that definitely would not make me want to have some talks.
I don't know, man.
That's the weird thing. It's like they want peace, but there's like people keep blowing up shit. So it's like I don't know how much peace you're supposed to have. Like, where's the good?
You know what, dude? I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Kill each other, man. Keep killing each other. We should not be in it, and neither should anybody else.
I don't want to pay for it.
These world alliances that have other people getting involved and all these things and all this shit, dude, just let them do what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't none of my business, none of your business. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of hearing about it. None of our money should be spent for it, and that's how I feel. I don't care. Same thing I feel about the Middle East. I don't care. I don't care. Yes, I think it's wrong that people are being indiscriminately killed who are totally innocent. That happens every day. That happens in our own country all the time. Nobody talks about it. Okay? So it happens everywhere all over the globe. So here's my take. I care about us. That's what I care about. I care about us. And I'm tired of hearing about all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk. I don't care.
No, it's
that little Zelensky, that dude has stolen so much money from us. He's done so much other bullshit. It's embarrassing that we even back them in any way, shape, or form. Putin, you say you want Ukraine or whatever you say, do it then. Do it. Do it. Like, I'm just tired of hearing about it. Do what you're going to do.
Oh, it's real, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, bro, you guys are a bunch of pussy bitches.
Yeah.
Real talk. You too, Putin. All you you're all a bunch of pussies. All you do is talk shit, and you act hard, and you run around your motorcades, and you send the poor people off to die. You're all a bunch of pussies. That's how I feel about it, dude.
Just be done with it.
No, if they want to fight, then you go fight. Let's see little dumbass Zelensky out there, and big bad ass Putin and Z, and all. Like you would see a different side of them.
Bro, that would be so sick.
No, you would see a different side of them. They would piss their pants. Dude, I'm just tired of it.
I think Putin's got him. I would think. But it would be nice to see, like, if we got to a place just globally where, like, world leaders actually had to fight each other.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be sick.
That's how it should be.
I would love to see that.
Well, they'd be they would have a totally different opinion about world peace if that were the case. Just like Congress, if they had to send their families to the front lines, they would vote differently, and they would think differently, and they would speak differently. If Lindsey Graham had to get his fat little ass over there on the front line, he wouldn't be warmongering the way that he does. Yeah. Or Sean Hannity, or Levin, or any of these guys. It's real easy to talk a bunch of shit behind a microphone.
On some shit that you ain't got to do.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's real easy to say, hey, you guys go fight that in the name of our country.
We have to fight.
Yeah.
And when I say we, I mean
you. By we, I mean you.
Yeah, you're kids.
Yeah, like, bro, these guys.
Yeah. I'll make sure they got all the tools and resources.
Yeah, dude, it'd be a totally different thing if it were another way around. And like, it's just, it's irritating.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Yeah. Well, speaking of attacks, though, we did have something that did happen. That's
the paradox of, like, that level of leadership, is that to get to that level of leadership, you almost have to be, like, borderline psychopathic anyway. So then they get to that point. There's been very few leaders in the history of the world that were actually selfless leaders. I'm talking on a global scale. Very few. Okay? And we get these guys who are wired for achievement and and they work their way up the ladder doing whatever they have to do, except their intent is not the place that it should be. Their intent is not to serve. It's to be great themselves, not realizing that being the greatest would be to actually serve. And we don't have leaders like that anymore. We don't have global leaders like that. We have a bunch of fucks who send young people and poor people, and they sell them on all this propaganda about how it's super honorable to go do these things, and these people get killed. For what? So for their egos, so they can argue back and forth? Put their asses on the front line. The whole world will calm down in about 3 seconds.
Magically.
Yeah.
It'd be magic. Yeah. It's crazy, man. But speaking on attacks, because we did have something that happened here on our soil. You see the shit that happened in Colorado?
I didn't see. No, I saw a little bit of it, but I didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah. So
I saw that at first it was being seen as some white dude burned up a bunch of Jews.
Yeah, right.
Which ended up not being the case.
Not being the case, and then they stopped reporting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was what I saw. When I first saw it, that was what I saw, and I was like, what? And then, an hour later, they're like, oh, by the way, this guy's not supposed to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Biden let him in.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's hear the story.
Yeah. Boulder terror attack suspect said he wanted to kill all Zionist people, use Molotov cocktails. This is from the Fed. So federal officials have charged Boulder, Colorado terrorist attack suspect Mohammed Sabri Solomon with a hate crime involving actual or perceived race, religion, or national origin. Solomon, who's 45, was charged with first-degree murder, crimes against at-risk adults, elderly, assault, criminal attempt to commit Class 1 and Class 2 felonies, and use of explosives or incendiary devices during a felony. So this, it was a crazy attack that happened. It left 8 people, ages 52 to 88, with injuries, including 1 in critical conditions. None of the victims have died. Quote, when he threw the Molotov cocktail, Solomon yelled, "Free Palestine," and the Molotov cocktails ignited in the crowd of people, causing burn injuries to 8 individuals, the federal complaint states. The clear liquid in the glass bottles and weed sprayer were determined to be 87 octane gasoline, which was determined to contain xylene based on a field test, the complaint states. Inside a vehicle registered to Solomon, authorities found a red material consistent with the rags found in the black plastic container, a red gas container, and paperwork with the words Israel, Palestine, and USAID, according to federal authorities. And he did tell the officers that he wanted to kill all Zionist people and wished they were all dead. This guy, the Solomon guy, this is him. You guys have seen the video circulating online. He's an immigrant, illegal immigrant. Stay past his stay. Biden let him in. He'd been trying to claim asylum since like 2005, from what I was able to see.
Well, then how did Biden let him in if it was 2005?
Because he was denied in 2005, left, came back under Biden.
Okay.
When Biden was letting everybody in, and been here, overstayed, and now he's committing acts of terrorism. I mean, I want to be tactfully careful with this, but it's just too weird to me, man. And the left is
I don't think it's weird.
I think the left is having a really hard time battling this stuff, right? Because,
I don't think it's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. Here's what doesn't make sense. Why they try to blame it on white people right away.
Immediately.
Why they try to blame it on white supremacy and extreme alt-right bullshit. Okay?
Well, I mean, they always do that. But
yeah. No, it makes sense to me. I mean, look, this is what happens to innocent Jewish people when the leaders of their country indiscriminately target innocent people, Arabs and Muslims. Whether you think it's okay or not, there's 3 billion Muslims across the world. There's 14 million Jews. I've said this a number of times. By doing things like Israel's government is doing, not the Jews, quote unquote, they're putting innocent Jews in danger of retaliation. And there is a big uprising amongst Jewish people against the Israeli government, which they're not talking about at all.
No, they're not covering.
So it does seem like they're trying to create a narrative where that it's about, anti-Semitic terrorism that is happening for no reason. Mm-hmm. Okay. And when you have the government of Israel, I'm not talking about the people of Israel, the government of Israel and some of the people of Israel saying things like, what would you do if somebody invaded your land and killed some of your people? Well, I don't know. I wouldn't wipe out the entire population. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the proper way to handle those things. I think when I see little babies, and moms holding their heads and their arms and their legs, I don't think that those little babies are the ones that did the things to you. Now, you may think that they'll grow up and be that way, but that's an assumption. And if they do grow up and be that way, it's probably because they're being slaughtered the way that they are. So it becomes this repetitive cycle over and over and over.
Exact same thing in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
We're creating the next generation of hatred.
Right. And the problem with that is, you say, it doesn't make sense. No, it makes sense because the Muslim community is massive and the Jewish community is small, and the Muslim community is pissed off at the Jewish community. Mm-hmm. And they're not discriminating between the leaders of Israel and the Jewish people, which is why I think that language of collectivizing all Jewish people together is very dangerous.
So dangerous, man.
Because I'm pretty sure that none of those people deserve to get set on fire. You see what I'm saying? Right. We need to start holding the people accountable that are making these decisions, not just indiscriminately attacking people that are doing it. Those people didn't do anything. And while I agree that, maybe that guy has a real reason to be upset, taking it out on people who did nothing to you is not the way to handle those things. Mm-hmm. If we were really thinking about it, we'd handle it by taking the people out that are making the decisions. That's the truth. Mm-hmm. If Muslims were really about what was going on, they would handle the people at the very top of the food chain, and they would have grace for the everyday regular person that may just not be the same skin tone or practice the same religion. But then you go on the internet, dude, and you see you see these very extreme comments. You see people saying, well, f- all the Jews and this and that, which is bullshit. And then you see all these people saying that all the Muslims are monsters. What the f- would you do? Those little kids are scum. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, that's not palatable by the average person's standards at all. And then, you get a lot of people on the internet, who, I mean, dude, really honestly just say crazy shit when it comes to this topic, not realizing that, dude, all you're doing is causing more and more hate and division. And there's going to be a lot of collateral damage to that. Yeah. And who knows, it could be your family too. I don't think that it's in anybody's interest to perpetuate the hate the way that it has been perpetuated, in my opinion, because of things like this. Like, dude, fuck, I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't do anything, but there's all this anti-white shit out there. So what, I get randomly attacked because I'm white? Right. Or black or Jewish or this or Muslim. Like, dude,
you fill in a blank.
That's not civilized behavior. Truly civilized behavior is throwing a revolution and holding the people who made the decisions accountable and making examples of them. That's civilized. Like, real talk. Yep. That's civilized. What's not civilized is slaughtering a bunch of innocent people, whether they be black, white, Jewish, Muslim, or anything. Yeah. That's not 100%. Civilized.
Yeah, dude, it's a crazy situation, man. It is crazy. One thing too that bothers me, man, is
there's a big uprising in Israel happening right now. There's a huge resistance of Jewish people who are all about stopping their government from what they're doing is realizing the danger that their government's putting them and their families in.
Yeah. The real danger, for sure.
Dude, it's sometimes, I know what you were getting at. It makes you feel like they're doing it on purpose.
Dude.
I know.
All right.
I
I know what I was about to, because it
makes you feel like they're trying to agitate the Muslim community at such a level that these attacks become the norm, and then they can say, look what's happening.
It's more justification.
Yeah, but dude, that's not the Jewish people doing that. That's like, imagine putting your own people at risk because you want to create some sort of smoke screen to do whatever it is you want to do.
To justify your actions.
Yeah, bro.
Well, they wouldn't do that. Well, I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, you look into the details of October 7th, bro, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Well, I mean, there's people that were on the ground that said that Israel's military was killing Israelis.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude.
I mean, there's people on the internet now. Granted, they could be full of shit.
Sure,
but there's IDF agents that have come out and said undercover that the Hannibal directive was issued. Mm-hmm. Which, if you want to Google the Hannibal directive and read what it is.
The Hannibal directive, also translated as Hannibal Procedure or Hannibal Protocol, is the name of a controversial procedure used by Israel Defense Forces to prevent the capture of Israeli soldiers by enemy forces.
So, yeah, dude, there's a lot to this, man. And it all seems to, I don't know. It just seems like a big mess. Mm-hmm. And I think there's going to be more and more attacks like this on innocent people, and I think it's wrong.
For sure. And I think it's, the other piece of it too, bro, it's like the real consequences of like actual American rights being stripped here. We talk about freedom of speech all the time. Like, they're pushing that shit in there.
Yeah.
Which is the other part.
Yeah, but that's only going to make it worse. That's only going to make it worse.
So why do they keep doing that? That's where the intentional piece comes from me. It's like, if we can look at something very, very, like, in a very common sense, very objective way, and like, okay, well, obviously this is going to lead to more of that. Then what other explanation can you have outside of it just being intentional. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's,
Well, dude,
it's hard for me to draw it, man.
Yeah, well, that's because you know what the truth is. The truth absolutely is, hey, we don't want you to talk about these things because they're actually true. Okay? Like the Epstein and the sex ring and the pedophilia and all this shit. And, criticizing Israel as a government is not anti-Semitic. Just like criticizing the administration that happens to be in charge of the United States at any given time is not anti-American. It's part of America.
Right.
Okay. So this whole idea that you can't criticize Israel's government, otherwise you're an anti-Semite, is total bullshit. Total bullshit. Okay. So you have to be able to separate, just like for most of us, when Joe Biden was in office, we didn't agree with Joe Biden's actions. Now that Trump's in office, there's actions that we don't agree with. Okay. And
anti-American.
No, that's actually very American.
Pro-American.
Yes. So it's, but when it comes to Israel, you criticize, you're anti-Semitic, you're against an entire racial group of people or religious. No, not at all.
Well, we call shit out about France. That doesn't make me anti-French fries.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, it's weird. It's only one. We can't talk about it.
Well, I know, but the more that my point in saying this is the more that they do this, the more it hurts their own cause. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh, well, these guys fund all these different causes about diversity, except they don't allow any diversity where they're at. None.
They're open with migration and,
to Europe, to all, to United
Western
States,
countries.
everywhere else.
Yeah.
Diversity is the greatest thing. Diversity is our strength. That's the slogan that they've all coined. But diversity is not the strength when we talk about their country.
Yeah, right.
So why is that? And that's a fair question. That doesn't make you an anti-Semite. And anybody who says it does is using it as a defense mechanism because they can't defend their own arguments.
That's real, man. That's real, man. Guys, it's crazy, man. But let us know down in the comments what you guys think, man. We still got some more to cover. So let's keep the cruise cruising, guys. Let's head to headline number 3. Andy.
Yeah.
It's that time of year, bro. Do you feel it in the air? Every year, you know what happens in June? Everyone's gay. I mean, everyone's game. Pro sports go all in for Pride Month, man.
Did they?
Yeah, we're back here.
Yeah, but I thought a lot of the companies didn't.
A lot of the companies have not.
Okay, yeah, they learn.
Right?
Yeah.
Usually everybody changes their logos and shit. Yeah, no, we're good. But a lot of the sports teams have. Most of them. It is Pride Month once again, and despite America's recent turn against all things so terribly woke, pro sports leagues, teams, and athletes have jumped at the chance to celebrate the LGBTQ plus flagship holiday. Unsurprisingly, the WNBA was one of the first to show support for gay recognition with a post to Twitter early on June 1st as the month kicked off.
Why does that say unsurprisingly to WNBA? We're drawing some conclusions there?
Yeah, I mean, I got some jokes, but I'm going to leave them for right now. I'll hold them
I
off.
don't think it's any secret.
Yeah. Yeah, man. They did it with they got the WNBA logo of a woman missing a layup. She
That's a fact.
right,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna write that one down for next time. Woman missing a layup. All right. Yeah, so they went. I mean, like a lot of MLB teams.
I'm sure they got smoked in the comments, didn't they?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But what better timing? What better timing? Because just as this month is kicking off, and it does suck, dude. It's my birthday month, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That makes a lot of sense.
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that's what better timing? Okay, so this comes out. We got Pride Month launching, right? Respecting, trans women and all of that stuff. Okay, and dude, I could not have predicted a better headline for this. We have to bring this person back. Do you remember this person?
Yeah, that's the one from the Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympic boxer, Emain Khalif. Okay, well, guess what just happened as soon as Pride Month got launched, Andy? Lab leaked lab results offer new evidence about her biological sex.
Let me guess. She is the father.
She's fine. Dude. I called it. We called it.
I said I didn't know.
You said you didn't know. I called it.
Look, man, there's some I don't know unless I've seen the wang.
Okay, well, here's the proof, okay? Newly leaked test results suggest that Olympic boxer Emaine Khalif is a biological male. This more than a year after her why are they still calling her? How does that sentence make sense? She's a biological male, but then they're still calling her.
Yeah, it doesn't.
His appearance at the Paris 2024 Olympics sparked international backlash. Emaine Khalif, 26, was found to have XY chromosomes according to results from a 2023 test carried out by an accredited Indian doctor. Three Wire Sports obtained and published the documents. The results of that test led the Russian-controlled boxing authority to expel Khalif from the 2023 Women's Boxing World Championships in India. Khalif then came under massive scrutiny during the 2024 Paris Olympics when the Olympic governing body denied claims that she was a biological male and allowed her to compete. But now the test results could upend the official story about Khalif. Quote, chromosome analysis reveals male karyotype. Test results read, referring to male chromosomes. So the test was conducted by Dr. Lal Path Labs, a New Delhi lab with accreditation from the American College of Pathologists and certification from International Organization for Standardization, the Telegraph reported. Despite that accredited source, leaders at Paris Olympics claimed the results were, quote, not legitimate when allowing Khalif to compete, suggesting that the Russians had planted misinformation about Khalif that to get a leg up in the games. But yeah, that's not the case at all.
Third leg up.
But dude, you remember he like doubled down on it, man. He did that interview.
Well, I mean, is this one of those? Is this like a hermaphrodite person? Is this I don't know all the deals. So like, is this full wang? I'm being serious, bro. Like, would someone not have noticed that? Like in the weigh-ins or the swimming pool or the?
Well, I mean, it ain't gonna be that big.
Well, I don't know. Dude, I don't know what kind of equipment we're talking about here.
Yeah, I mean, but like even like what's the average weight of a penis, right?
Depends on where you're from.
They call that sweet and low.
Depends on where you're from.
What's the average weight of? My search history is gonna be fun.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm not about to search.
I'm just saying, like, no one knew this was a dude.
Yeah, dude, that's my thing. I saw like this picture right here. This is what confirmed to me. I'm like,
I mean, that does look like a man,
bro. And listen, like, Emaine, a mom.
So
it's fine.
Yeah. So a man beat up a bunch of chicks in Olympics and boxing. Like that's where we're at in 2025.
Bro, you
know what I'm saying?
He knocked her ass out, man.
Yeah.
Like that's not okay, dude. It's not all right. It's not.
No, it's not, dude. And anybody who argues for it is literally insane. Literally insane.
Bro.
All right.
Come on, man. Look at those traps. Come on.
I mean, that's just a level of intensity you just don't see from most women.
No.
You know, I've known a couple women that are pretty intense, but I mean,
Macy Barber's
badass, bro. She's intense, but that looks like a wild animal.
That looks like a dude who's happy.
I bet Macy Barber kicked that dude's ass.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I don't even know what weight class this dude's in. But dude, it's sick.
That dude would get his ass beat by other men too.
Well, that's why that's why that's always the case, dude. They can't compete in their own league. That's why they have to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then they stand there all proud and shit.
Dude, how?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Like this is this is Paul's comment right here in the picture.
Huh?
This is Paul's comment. Paul runs comment.
Paul?
This is his comment in the picture.
Oh, that's Paul there?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so what are they going to do about it?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. We don't know yet. This just came out. This literally just came out, and it could not be at worst timing. Because while all
worst timing for who?
for the pride shit, man, because like they're losing funding left and right.
Dude, I saw one, I don't remember what team it was, but they made a post and I went in the comments and it was slaughter.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see any comments in support.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember which team it was, but
She was 145 pounds at the time of the Olympic event.
yeah, cut down from 180.
Mm-hmm. The little guy.
Yeah.
Been getting his ass beat his whole life by men. He's
Yeah.
finally getting his revenge.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I don't know if I don't know, because like that could be both. That could be like a real ugly woman,
Yeah.
or and also an ugly dude,
Or just an ugly dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I don't know how these people could stand there and celebrate beating people in sports that they know they're not supposed to compete with.
Mm-hmm.
Like that track athlete
Yeah.
that we covered last weekend.
Yep.
Like how the do you stand next to, or whatever that swimmer guy was, Michael Thomas or whatever, Leah Thomas. You're standing next to people who deserve to win, and you're like standing there like proud.
Mm-hmm.
Like what is wrong with your brain?
Well, dude, what's really cool to see, though, I know we covered this a few CTIs ago, but like you're starting to see fight backs, right? Like, so the high school championships happened in California again, and this time, the ladies, the young women who came in second and third place, they refused to even stand on the podium. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when it was
they shouldn't even compete.
They shouldn't, but like they refused to get on the podium with this dude.
Every single person should boycott, like the men and the women.
Yeah, they should. They should. But yeah, here's another
let them
one.
get out there and do their little triple jump, and they're all by themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Since they want all the attention, they can have all of it.
Get all of it.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, this one is in Washington now. So we go to Washington State. This is Washington State's high school championship. This boy who believes he's a girl, he's 17. Veronica Garcia is the stage name. He won the Class 2A 400-meter dash by nearly a second, which in that sprint, I mean, that's a shit ton. That's a lot. And it was his first competition as a trans athlete to win the state title. The Seattle Times wrote. Here's a clip just to look at the difference between the two. Look at that gap.
And Veronica Garcia is your state champ in that.
Look, you see the people in the audience shaking their heads and shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
Like,
nobody agrees with it, but nobody will say anything.
no, dude, it's sick. But yeah, they refused to stand on the podium with the dude. This is a picture. This is who came in second place, really first place. She took this selfie, posted it. Riley Gaines reshared this, but she has a sign saying Washington State Track and Field Real Girls 2A 400-meter champion. It's stupid, man.
It's not stupid. It's disgusting, and it's selfish, and it's wrong. And we've bent over backwards to cater our reality to this very small percentage of people who have no problem, no remorse, no guilt, no shame about doing something that is very clearly wrong. Okay? It's disgusting. And in my opinion, the men and the women should be boycotting sports where any of these people try to compete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Completely. If they want all the attention and they want to get clapped for and they want to act like they're doing something, then let them go out there all by themselves and do their thing. And then they can clap for themselves. And everybody who wants to, the crowds won't be there either because nobody wants to see this shit, right? The only people that want to see it are people that want to pretend to be virtuous and they pretend to have this bleeding heart. And, oh, it's okay. It's no big deal. A lot like the last time we showed that mother confronting the other mother, one of the other mothers, the third party moms, was like, let the kids play. Let the kids play. Listen, at high school level, it's not play. It's competition. Okay? And that's part of the problem. A lot of these people don't understand that is high-level competition. All right? It's not play. It's not t-ball. It's not soccer when they're 3.
Not little league shit.
No.
Yeah.
And men and women do not belong competing together. There's very real scientific physical differences in size, strength, speed, explosiveness, the amount of muscle ones carry, the frame, all these things. Anatomy is completely different. Hormones are completely different. If LeBron James went in as the athlete he is and decided to play in the WNBA, what would happen?
You'd be getting triples.
No.
Right.
He would be hurting these girls.
Right.
And the only reason they're not getting hurt is because the only athletes that are doing this are the weak male athletes, not the strong ones. The strong, you don't ever see one of these championship, quote unquote, trans athletes that dominated some other sport. It doesn't happen. Okay? It's only done by weak men because weak men, that's their only path to actually being relevant. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right, dude.
Has anybody been pointing this out? Where are the championship athletes playing with men? All it would take is one of these blue chip NFL college athletes going to, Florida or Alabama to go play a women's sport and destroy them for everybody to be like, oh yeah, this is wrong.
He's probably not good.
Yeah. So where's the line? So weak male athletes get to compete with women, but the strong ones don't?
Yeah, right.
Like, what are we talking about here?
Could you imagine Floyd Mayweather getting in the boxing
That's
ring?
what I'm saying.
Bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let's
Well, we
take
know that
let's
that's
take
not
Brock
smart.
Lesnar
Yeah, right.
and let's put him in the women's class of MMA. Okay? Let's take you get it?
Yeah, right.
Like, let's take Ray Lewis and put him out there playing girls soccer. Let's take, you know what I mean?
It doesn't
The
happen.
only people that get to do this are the weak men. Why are we allowing that?
Yeah.
And why it's being allowed is because weak men don't want to rock the boat. They're a bunch of bitches. They won't say anything. They're saying, oh, if I say that, I'll get canceled. So you'd rather let society completely disintegrate because you don't have the courage to stand up for what's right? Our whole entire problem in culture right now is a lack of courage amongst people. How many people during COVID didn't want to wear the mask but did anyway? Mm-hmm. How many people didn't want to follow the vaccine guidelines and got it anyway, and now they regret it? How many people dude, it's all it takes is for people to have a little bit of courage. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. Oh, some people are going to get pissed off. So what?
Cool.
Who cares? Like, are we that fragile of a society where men have lost the ability to stand up for what's right at all? Like, is that where we're at for real? Is that the badass American, tough guy?
Yeah,
like,
we got to rely on laws and legislation.
yeah, and then they say shit like, oh, well, when shit really cracks off, I'll be right. Oh, really? Because you won't even speak up against anything. You know what I'm saying? We got all these moms who are like, oh, well, let the kids play. Let the kids play. Be quiet, okay? You don't know what you're advocating for. You don't know why they're doing this. You don't know any of the implications of what this is supposed to be because you never read a history book. This ain't about women's sports. This is about the erasure of culture. This is about removing very real, basic identities in humankind. If you can confuse people and get them to argue about what a man and what a woman is, which is the most basic reality of human existence, it's Adam and Eve. If you can get people to argue about that and debate over that and question that, what can't you get them to question? That is the point of all of this trans shit. All right? And nobody seems to understand that. Everybody thinks this is just about poor little Stevie who wants to be Susie, who wants to run with the girls because he wants to wear nail polish and
dresses,
and like, let's ask ourselves, why is the average testosterone of these young men so much lower than it was 20 years ago? This is intentional. Why do they tell grown men not to take testosterone, but they'll gladly prescribe testosterone to a 14-year-old girl that feels confused about her gender because every time she goes to school, And every time she listens to her parents and every time she goes on the internet, she's told that just because she's having a hard time, well, maybe she's a boy. Well, here's the reality. Adolescence is hard. It's confusing. Your body's changing. Your mind's changing. And having a bunch of people indoctrinating these kids into whatever they think they should be because they're fucked up is completely wrong. Okay? And we are failing as a generation of men and women who are supposed to be leading by not standing up for what this actually is. And why aren't we standing up? Because you don't want to get called names on the internet, or you don't want your cousin to say something to you at Thanksgiving? Dude, really? That's the lack of courage that we're dealing with? We can't even stand up for something as basic as that? It's not just about these kids being in your sports or being in bathrooms. This is about the erasing of literal American culture, which millions of people have sacrificed and died for. This is about getting you to accept anything as true. It's so frustrating to have people not understand that this isn't just like, oh, we're being tolerant or that's being not what this is about.
Yeah.
This is a legitimate cultural, intentional demoralization, destabilization of civilization. You have to have basic rules in society. There has to be men and women. There has to be good and bad. There has to be independent thought. And it's funny because all of those things have been erased in our culture. Why is that? Because if we have a culture that stands for nothing and has no pride and doesn't know what right and wrong is and can't determine what a man or a woman is, that means they're ultimately malleable to anything that the people in charge decide they want to put out. It's very simple, and it should be obvious to anybody with any common sense to what's going on. This isn't about being tolerant. This is about protecting civilization for the next 100 years. It's common sense, bro. There's no dicks in the pool. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
no third legs on the track.
Bro, it gets to be, it's frustrating. And what's frustrating is people say things like, well, what am I supposed to do? What do you mean, what are you supposed to do? You can't get uncomfortable for 1 second, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, if the pro sports are going to do this shit, you can't not watch them. You can't change your buying habits. I mean, you can't say, I'm not supporting that. You can't verbally say at a school board meeting, hey, that's wrong. Here's why. You can't, what do we, you can't stand up to your family at Thanksgiving when they start talking crazy shit and be like, bro, you're 100% wrong. Mm-hmm. See, this idea of turning the other cheek,
not rocking the boat,
that's what's gotten us here, man. And the problem is that every time we defer to not rocking the boat, we bring closer to us actual violence. All right? So, dude, use your voice because it's never going to get any easier than it is today.
Rock the boat. Rock the boat, man. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know what you guys think down in the commentary. And that being said, man, we got our final segment. We have arrived. Final segment of the show, guys. Thumbs up or dumb fuck is where we bring a topic in, a headline, article, something like that. We rate it, give it one of those two options. And so with that being said, today's thumbs up or dumb headline reads, shocking moment, tourist jumps into terracotta army clay warriors and damages statues before being overpowered by security guards. A little China action. Yeah. This is actually pretty crazy. I'd be scared shitless that I'd fucked up a curse or something, I guess. A tourist has sparked outrage in China after jumping into a section of the world famous terracotta army, damaging two of the ancient clay statues in the process. 30-year-old man, identified only by his surname, Sun, launched himself over the guardrails and a protective netting at the museum housing the clay warriors in the city of Zhane on Friday. But the man did not stop there. Once inside the protected enclosure, he purportedly began pushing and pulling the priceless statues. resulting in visible damage on to 2 of the figures. Museum security quickly intervened and subdued the intruder. Authorities say Sun suffers from a mental illness and confirmed that an investigation is currently underway following the incident. The pit he leapt into is an eye-watering 18 feet deep, raising serious concerns about how he managed to breach safety measures. Here's the clip. He's hurting. Know that.
Holy shit.
Oh,
he
yeah,
jumped down there?
He jumped down there, yeah.
Holy man, that's a big jump.
Yeah, dude. The Terracotta Army is a breathtaking collection of more than 8,000 life-size soldiers created 2,000 years ago to guard the tomb of China's first emperor, King Shi Huang. It is regarded as one of the country's greatest archaeological treasures. So they were found in like 1987 is when they first were discovered. Life-size statues. And the crazy thing, each one has like an individual, like no two are the same. That's the craziest thing about them. I'd be scared shitless, personally, because I feel like I'd break a curse or something, man.
Yeah, I mean, so this guy's got some sort of mental illness, they said?
Oh, look, there's Dave.
So, oh shit, that's badass.
Dude, it's crazy.
Look at those horses.
Yeah. The horses are all life-size. I mean, dude, it's crazy.
What's that?
Just more of
A
them.
different, man.
Yeah. It's 8,000 of them in total.
Yeah, that's cool. So he broke a couple of them?
Yeah, he broke a few.
Yeah, well.
Pushed him over.
Probably going to cut his head off.
Bro, he's done.
I know.
They're going to kill him. They're going to kill him, bro. Hey, bro, they don't play that shit over there, bro.
I mean, we shouldn't hear either.
We shouldn't, but they definitely don't do that shit over there.
Yeah, I mean, all these little idiots gluing their hands to priceless works of art and destroying things that people have enjoyed for hundreds, if not thousands of years because they can't handle that the world doesn't bend over to their reality. This is what happens when you stop spanking kids and holding them accountable and giving them trophies for 70th place, bro.
Bro, I whip my kids' ass.
I'm just saying, man. Like, dude, you know, there's no repercussions. I saw a video of one of these Antifa people who was all dressed in black, and it was this big fat woman, and she ran up to this car with she had a flag, and she like jammed the flagpole into the window, and like started acting all bad, tough, bro. This was like a very fat woman who was like 5'5". And then
she was 5'5" by 5'5".
Yes, 100%.
Got it.
And then, you know, 2 minutes later, they show her in handcuffs and she's crying.
She's crying. And
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, dude, these people have dude, I hate to say it this way, but it's just the truth. These people have never dealt with any violence in their entire life. These kids. And they go around wielding it with, you know, no discretion whatsoever. And dude, that has to stop. That has to stop. You know, you don't see these highly trained, you know, military professionals or jujitsu experts or UFC guys going around starting fights. It's only these fat people who have never been exposed to any violence whatsoever, who've been told they're great and been told they're beautiful and been told they're special and been told they get a trophy for waking up and breathing the air, who are doing the violence.
And then cry when they get consequences. Yeah.
Like, dude, it's insane, bro. It's insane. And the people have to be able to correct that without going to prison. So I don't know when that's going to happen, but dude, they don't hold the standard, bro. They don't hold the standard on both sides. Those people can do whatever they want. They can break whatever they want. And I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about these communist fucks, these pool noodle wielding LARPers from the park who dress up in black and try to go around and start shit. Bro, if you beat the fuck out of a couple of those people, they'll stop. You see what I'm saying?
It takes a couple.
Yeah.
Just a couple.
Like, dude, it's reality. It's natural order, man.
Yeah.
People don't fuck with people when they know they're going to get dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah, we need.
We've created a scenario where we're going to put the cops in jail for holding the line. We're going to put Daniel Penny in jail for holding the line. We're going to put Kyle Rittenhouse in jail for holding the line. The fuck are we talking about? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need a little China backbone.
No, we need the police need to be allowed to do their jobs, and people need to be allowed to stand up for themselves. That's basically it, without repercussion from the law. Anyway.
Yeah. Dude, I want one of these, though.
Well, next week we'll hear about how this dude got his head cut off.
No, they just disappear there.
Yeah, they do.
They just disappear. And nobody asks questions.
Yeah, well, it's because everybody
knows.
knows.
What happened to Sun? Sun went down. That's what happened.
I don't know.
What we got on this, man?
I'd say if they hold him accountable, thumbs up.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's got mental illness. I'm tired of that being an excuse for everything.
That's real. That's real, man. Well, guys, Andy, that's all I have.
All right. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.